Welcome to Fulfilling This Belly Sting. A show dedicated to aligning a journey to a better mental health using the understandings of the ancient Norse. Join us each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Alaska time. Someone's little girl, daughter, sister, girlfriend, fiance, wife, cousin, mother, auntie, grandmother, great grandmother, elder, disappears, shattering, a family, a community, the world. There is something we can all do. Remember them. Look at that.
God morgen, and happy Freyja's Day to you. We've made it through another week. We have accomplished just an experience that can be obtained no other way. So, what an accomplishment. You've done an amazing job this week. And we've made it to Freyja's Day. Freyja's Day, of course, that day where we start turning that energy. So let's sit and talk just a moment about Freyja's Day. Before we get started today, I want to give a huge shout out to all of those of you who have liked, followed, and subscribed. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity yet, by all means, mash that button. Go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, and any of the platforms, and that will help to push the message. Special shout out, of course, to New Reality TV at newrealitytv.com, a new streaming channel that's just purely all about different perspectives and different understandings of our spiritual path, hopefully giving us that which we need to just find peace, joy, happiness, and of course a better mental space. NorseWhispers.com is my website. You can visit there to find out more about me, my teachings, my message, the shows, all the different ways to get a hold of me, to include anyone who's interested in receiving and just having another ear to bend and a person to communicate with, that whom we could work together and maybe help you to find that better mental space. Finally, this morning's chat is online and open. It's available on TikTok and on Facebook. So for those of you who have questions, comments, concerns, want to throw them in there, by all means, please feel free to do so. Today we're talking about Freyja. We've made it to the end of the week. Freyja represents an understanding in energy and movement of energy that can benefit our lives in so many ways. Well, who is Freyja? Freyja, of course, the sister of Freyr, daughter of Njord, the sea god. And she was the goddess that was kind of accredited with overseeing war and love. So she had this huge breadth because she understood energies. So important. Well, as you may or may not know about the Norse gods, they were at war for quite some time between a tribe called the Vanir and a tribe called the Asir. These two tribes were at war for many years until there was a peace drawn, and in that peace treaty they would exchange gods and goddesses. Some of the Vanir would go to live in Asgard. Some of the Asgardian gods and goddesses would live with the Vanir. And this would kind of establish a truce between the two tribes. Well, Freyja was one that went to live in Asgard, where she would go on to do many great things, including teaching Odin magic, Seether magic. She would teach him the power of the energies and how to move energies around within the cosmos to benefit ourselves, whether that be manifestation of those things in our physical reality, or whether that be to heal, to provide healing, to just move energies in a productive, beneficial way. She'd also be credited with helping the Lanvedi to excite their energies, to use their powers to fight battles in support of the Ulfhethnar and the Berserker. Very strong individuals within the many different tribes of the Danes and the Nords and Swedes of the day. So Freyja really understood moving energy. And so as we close our week and we ready ourselves for this thing called the weekend, one of the things I hope that you can do this weekend is pull back energy to the self. And I want to talk about how we're going to do that and what the benefits are. All right. So obviously we talk about going to sleep, and you may have a sore knee or a sore hip or something, and we go to sleep, and as we sleep, that joint or that afflicted area has a tendency to heal. Well, that's not by coincidence. It's by energy. Remember, we talked before about receiving energy from the cosmos, from other entities, and certainly our ancestors. And that energy is going to come in to us, each individual, and it's going to locate the negative energies of this injury, disease, or sickness. And it's going to address it. The more energy we draw from our ancestors, the more we're actually able to heal this afflicted area, whatever it may be. This is really the power of bringing energy back. Now, this happens when we're asleep. Our consciousness slides back to our spiritual brain. Our spiritual brain, now in communication with the spiritual realm, our ancestors are sending us energy. As we think about them, they think about us. And when they think about us, they're focusing their energy to us, right? As when we think about them, are focusing our energy towards them. This energy is then kind of broadcast out through our aura, out into the spiritual realm, where the entities, whoever it may be, are going to receive this energy. Now, very much the same way that we would call someone. We see them on the sidewalk, hey, friend, and we're getting their attention, right? And then the friend sees it's us. Hello, my friend. And there's an embrace and an exchange of pleasantries. We're sending energy to one another. Now, we know that the aura, if the aura is very cloudy or our brain is just doing way too much, we have a tendency to block that energy, either going out or coming in. That's what a cloudy aura can do. This is where things like totems and concentration points can help us to cut through that fog, and we can actually send our energy out and receive energy through this totem. Okay? So that's the real advantage of having a totem, is that we've got a lot going on in the brain. The aura is very murky, it's very cloudy, hard to see through. certainly hard to pass energy through. We use a totem. The totem goes between us and the spiritual realm. When we focus on the totem, we focus our energy on the totem. That energy is going to cut right through all this fog in the aura and go out into the spiritual realm. And then in reverse, as the entities, the spiritual entities, our ancestors, the deities, as they send us energy in return for the focused energy that we've sent through the totem, that energy is going to come back through the totem into our being, into who we are. Obviously, the more we can clear our mind, the more energy can move back and forth across the aura. So that's obviously the real benefit of meditation and just mind clearing and just focusing type of exercises, is that they're going to help us to clear away the aura and allow this energy to move back and forth unabated, right? So, because we know the aura is, for those of you who have those frosted light bulbs in their house somewhere, and you know that the light kind of diffuses. It's not a very stark, bright light. It's kind of diffused. That's the idea of a frosted bulb. Well, that same concept applies to our aura. When our aura is kind of misty or hazy, the energy is now diffused as it's getting through. If it's clear, we have that bright, piercing light that can make it back and forth between the two. So, super important that we kind of understand how this works. Why? Because when we receive energy, as I mentioned, and or we draw energy back, we can actually move that energy to any kind of negativities we may have in our body, right? This is the balance. We're going to use this positive energy to first neutralize the negative energies, and then ultimately we can convert it to a positive energy. As we continue to provide additional energies, we're neutralizing it, and then ultimately keep building and building and building, we'll get to a positive state. That's how energy works. Now, we could start in a real negative place, real negative, real not unwanted, right? And as we apply energy to it, it's very much like a food coloring. When you drop a drop of food coloring into a bucket of water, notice how originally that food color is very localized. It's very small, but then you stir the water a little bit and the food coloring begins to spread and spread and spread. Same thing. So when we drop energy on this negativity, initially it's just kind of and then we continue to neutralizing, adding more water into the bucket. We'll note that this energy begins to diffuse, and as it's diffusing, it's going to decharge. It's going to, if it's negative energy, it's going to kind of neutralize, and then, so if it's either of the extremes, it'll kind of neutralize. Neutral energy from the cosmos, as it enters our body, can be construed in either way we want it to go. We can choose to be positive and full of light and love and harmony and peace, or we can choose the other, the negative, the toxic, the poor attitude, and all of those things. So we get to choose. And we can choose because the energy that we're receiving from the universe is neutral. So this neutral energy is going to come in and heal that which is broken. All right, I want to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I want to talk to you about how do we bring energy from us and the cosmos back to ourselves to promote healing and manifestation. These are the two big things that people ask me about quite often, and are one of the bigger things that we're going to do with the energies that is commuting to us. So stay with me. I'll be right back, and we'll get after that.
In the air. The time is now.
We're all waking up.
We're waking up.
We're all waking up.
It's all shifting.
New vibrations.
It's you.
It's you.
It's me.
It's all of us.
Together.
A new time.
A new day.
A new energy.
A new energy.
New reality.
Awaken with us.
Awaken with us.
Awaken with us.
newrealitytv.com.
Welcome back. Thanks for taking that quick break with us. When we left, we were talking about bringing the energy back. So how do we do that? Well, it's actually quite simple. Remember, when we're talking about bringing energy back to the self, we don't have to worry about communicating over the aura. We're creating internal loops, right? So we don't have to worry about, if our brain is going 90 miles an hour, that's okay. Let's focus on us, and I'll show you how to do that. So meditation, as we've spoken about many times before, and we'll speak about it many times again, meditation is the best way to do any type of energy management, is we're going to focus on it. Now, I've said before, and I'll say again, focusing, concentration on, is the way that we push energy to the things in our lives. So whatever we're dealing with, if we're into interpersonal between another person, or we have a familiar, or we have plants in the house, or we have hobbies that we're doing, all of these things, when we are doing these things and we are concentrating on them, we're sending energy. So when we spend time in contemplation about our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our ancestors, we're sending energy through the aura out to our ancestors. And of course, they will send energy in return, right? So it's very much like the greeting a friend on the street, is that and there's that interaction. So we're going to immediately, we're focused, we see the person, so we're focusing the energy, and we're sending energy back and forth, right? So in the same way, we're going to do that for ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to become peaceful, mindful, just kind of tone down those sensory inputs. And we're going to focus our energy not on other things, other people, other places, but on us. So when we close our eyes, those things that we imagine, images that begin to appear in our head, are our imagination. So we're going to imagine. So whenever I say we're going to put an image in our third eye, right? What I'm saying is that we're imagining that. Okay, so we're going to close our eyes, and we're going to imagine us. We're going to picture us. Now, we've all seen ourselves in the mirrors, or we've taken selfies, so we know what we look like, right? We may have stepped back from the mirror so we can see more of ourselves. Whatever the case, we know what we look like. We're pretty sure, we've maybe done makeup or shaving in the mirror, and so we have a really good picture of what our face looks like. So what I want you to do is, with your eyes closed, I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to picture you. Picture you. And any view of you. You could be, dressed like a king. You could do anything you want. But I want you to imagine you. I want you to think about you. What are you doing with your life? What are the things that you're most proud of? What are the things you're happy with, you're content with? Right? But I want you to while you're thinking about these things that you're content with, and the accomplishments and the pride, I want you to picture your face. And I want you to see every little detail about your face. Right? So our eyes are closed, and we're imagining our face. Get right up close, like as if you were going to kiss yourself. Right? We're very close. We can see the pores of our skin. We can see the individual stray hairs of the beard, or maybe not. Right? We're going to see all these small, minute details, and we're going to observe that. We're going to very closely take note of all the little details. Right? Now, although your physical eyes may be closed, in your image of yourself, you can see your eyes now. Right? And the beauty of your eyes, your eyelashes, all the little details. The more details we can come up with, the more we're concentrating. And the more we're concentrating, the more energy we're sending ourselves. Okay? No one else right now. I'm not thinking of no one else, no interactivity, no best friends, no loves, no one else. I just want you to look and see in your imagination you. All the details about you. I want you to kind of open yourself up for that. Now, when I was learning to channel many, many years ago now, but what my ancestors would teach me is they gave me a visualization as to how I want to kind of feel when I'm opening myself up for channeling, or for a dedicated trance, right? Altered state of consciousness. When I was in my meditative state, what I would imagine is kind of taking my chest and just opening up like a cabinet, like that, and just opening my heart up to the entities, to the spirits, to that other realm. I just kind of open it like cabinet doors. There it was. And I could imagine this. This was a visualization I could imagine, but in my mind now, I was removing those blockages, my chest cavity, my ribs, all that. I was just kind of opening that up, and just opening my heart to these energies. In much the same way, I could think that all of this energy that's coming from the spiritual realm, from my ancestors, from all the ancestors, it's just kind of coming right into my heart, right into my body. Okay? Where it would then be absorbed by my heart chakra and distributed through my body, throughout my body, using the chakra. That way, I could take this energy and I could heal that which was broken or injured or diseased. And I could now take it, I could take this energy and I could put it together in my mind and focus on manifesting an outcome that I was wanting. So I was wanting to pass a test when I was in school, or if I was I wanted to accomplish some task at work, maybe a breakthrough in a program that I was writing. As I focused this energy at accomplishing that, I could direct the energy in a way I needed it to go. Super, super critical for us when we're talking about healing and manifestation. Also allows us, as we're opening our chest to the ancestors, we're learning about, and we're teaching the body that second nature, that muscle memory, if you will, of loving others and being loved. So there's so many advantages to this exercise for you. But today, as we celebrate Freyja's Day, Freyja was all about energy management. That's what she knew. She knew how to manipulate the energies of the cosmos to provide healing and love and just manifestation. Certainly in battle, if we're talking about, being in war, Freyja could manipulate the energies at which she would become successful in battle. So Freyja really did understand the motion, the universal motion of energies for us. So today we're celebrating her, and we're celebrating this return of energy, because this weekend I want you to rejuvenate. I want you to recharge those batteries. I want you to just really become who you are and really allow yourself to just really embrace that which is your destiny, is what you are destined to be. All right? And we do that by living authentically, by controlling the energies that will attempt to manipulate us and change us in ways that we don't want to be, right? So this is kind of pushing that influential energy to the side and being us. So it's super critical that we manage these energies, particularly, like I said, as we're celebrating Freyja's Day, we're celebrating the arrival and the usage of this cosmic energy that we can then use to heal, grow, and manifest. Super important that is part of our lives. Now, particularly the healing part. A lot of us think of, we made it to the weekend and all we're going to hang out with is our friends over the weekend. It's going to be cool. We're going to hang out. All well and good. But throughout the week, you've probably thought about a lot of stuff, whether it been work, personal things. Maybe you've had some emotional interactivity during the week. So it's been a rough week, right? Now is the time to bring some of that energy back, to heal both the mind and the heart, and maybe even the body as well. Really focusing that energy back on the self, healing our heart, healing our mind, healing our body. Readying for the experiences that we get to have next week. We're ready, we're excited. How many times have you gotten up on a Monday morning and been excited about the experiences? What's going to happen? It's like Christmas every Monday. This is when you know your batteries are recharged. You've healed internally. You've just really bridged that those gaps that we have put out all week. We have concentrated on other things. We have sent energy to other people. We've sent energy all around. Now we're drained, right? We get to a Freyja's Day and we're just a couple more hours, right? We start watching the clock for 5 o'clock, right? This means that we really need some time to bring some of that energy back to ourselves. All right? And we really need to heal ourselves. That's what this means. So spend some time. Not much. You don't need a day or an hour. There's no prescribed limit, right? There's nobody going to be sitting there with a clipboard and evaluating how long you spend concentrating on yourself. but take some time for you. This is the self-help we're talking about. This is self-healing. This is self-maintenance. This is self-growth. This is you looking after you. We have a very, and particularly those in the service industry, we have a tendency to forget us in the equation. And so we wind up giving all week. And then we get to Freyja's Day, and we're just spent. We're just done. We're absolutely ready to not see people tomorrow. Absolutely. Totally understandable. We have a tendency to do this and forget about us. Leave us out of the equation. And forget that we need to heal too. And we're not going to be of any value to others, our family, our friends, our significant others, unless we're at least at a state where we can help, right? If we don't have any energy to give, we're not going to be of any benefit. So by healing ourselves, by using Freyja's Day and the weekend to just bring this energy back, it sets us up to be able to help in the future. Sets us up to help not only ourselves, but others, our family and our friends, and certainly our love interests. Helping all of them, right? So together, we can make a better planet. We can make a better existence for all of those involved. All right? So I wish you the very best Freyja's Day for those of you here in Anchorage. Tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock, bright and early, 4 o'clock Alaska time, we'll be out at Beluga Point, where we'll be drumming in the sun and welcoming Sol on solstice, so that she can begin and then of course initiate the turn in the cycle towards winter. So really excited to meet with Sol tomorrow morning. So like I said, 4 a.m. Alaska time, we'll be out there drumming. So for those of you here in South Central want to join us, Beluga Point is located a couple minutes south of Anchorage on the Seward Highway. So you can just drive down there and you can't miss it. Signs everywhere. So we'll see you there. For those of you who are not in Anchorage, by all means, you're welcome to join us. We will be broadcasting, hopefully live, from that event. So we'll see you then. Meantime, spend some time with you. Grow, heal, love, learn, and we will see you again to celebrate the arrival of control with Mani on Mani's Day. Love and light, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend.
Been watching for Felina's Belly Snake, a special production of Whispers of the Norse. Brought to you by the Alaska Wolf Hefnar in South Central Alaska. Guidance and wisdom, courtesy of an ancient Celtic Norse shaman. Thank you so much for joining us today.